Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day and ready for Diablo launch later today. I am so excited, I can't wait to get into it. And in this video I'm going to share with you guys 5 tips that I have to make your leveling process a lot easier in Diablo and just things that you might not have thought of. So without further ado, let's hop straight into it. Tip number 1 is make sure you salvage your gear early. And you farm little resources as well while you are running through the leveling zones. Collect the ores, collect the herbs. Like if they're going through, I think you just need to run over them pretty much and you can pretty much collect them instantly really fast. But make sure to salvage your gear because early on you won't get as much gold for vendoring your gear. You will need all those materials for upgrading stuff later on, especially when you start putting aspects on your gear. If it's from your book or wherever you get the aspect from, you will need the veiled crystals, and later up will probably be different materials that we don't know about yet. So make sure you are dismantling all your gear early. Get as much resources as you can, as well as it's going to unlock the transmog for you. So all the pieces eventually, once you get to the real end game, which we all know is going to be transmog, then you have it unlocked and you can go and change your gear and look as cool as you want or as goofy as you want. Up to you. Later on I would suggest selling it if you need gold for something, but I'm sure we'll probably end up getting tons of gold from just killing mobs and quests and everything in general. So gold usually isn't much of a problem in these types of games, especially Diablo. In Diablo 3 you have a surplus amount of gold. So yeah, just dismantle. Resources important. Moving on to step number 2. Build around what you find in your leveling process, and do not put aspects on your weapons while you are leveling up, because your weapon is like your biggest damage upgrade while you're leveling up. And it's quite easy to replace literally any weapon that's higher than the last weapon you had, like just a higher level. And even if it's blue or yellow, most likely it's going to give you more weapon damage and more like stats and things than what your previous one was. And that will be the biggest damage boost that you could get. So that's why you don't want to put aspects on your weapon, because if you do, you're going to be changing them often and you're going to be spending a lot of those valuable resources that you don't have yet on your weapon, and gold as well. It's going to cost you a lot early on. So make sure you put your important aspects, or the ones that you want to at least just get to make your build, like define your build so to say, on your accessories. Your rings and your amulet is the best place to put them, because those are the ones you'll upgrade the least. And then as well, make sure you are building around whatever you find. So if you find a legendary piece with a really good aspect that changes one of your core skills, then try and focus on that a little bit, just to make your leveling a lot faster and easier, as you will get a power spike. So don't not use it just because you don't like the skill so to say. Build around it a little bit. You don't have to change everything, but obviously using what you get is going to make your leveling process a lot faster. Get to the end game and then you can start farming the legendaries that you actually want to make the build you want to play. So just to make it a little bit smoother on the way up. And then on to tip number 3. Level up your core skills for damage, because they will give you the biggest damage increase while you are leveling, without the need of, you know, putting on a legendary aspect, upgrading armor pieces, resources, or anything like that. As long as you level up, you're going to get your skill points. So you want to put them into your core skills that are doing all of your damage. Usually it will be your basic attack and your, so like your generator and your spender is usually what's going to do most of your damage while leveling up. So make sure to put, like, max out your spender to 5 points as fast as you can. Obviously going down the tree and picking up all the passives and everything as well that you can get. But that's the easiest overall damage boost, is just upgrade your core skill and then later on upgrade your generator as well. So don't forget about that. Easy power boost and really quick and easy to get on. And moving on to tip number 4, altars of Lilith. Don't miss out on these guys, as they will give you renown, and each zone has a bunch of renown levels. I think like 5 levels of renown in each zone, and those give you skill points, they give you gold, they give you XP, they give you the healing potion upgrades, Paragon points as well, which will be important later on. So don't skip out on the altars of Lilith. There is an interactive map that will show you all of them. I made a video recently on the channel, go check that out on the altars of Lilith, as they will give you a lot of secondary stats as well that's going to boost you in your Paragon boards later on. I speak about that all in the Lilith statue video and why you should not miss out on them. I would suggest starting to get them once you go get your mount. Around Act 4 I believe is when you should receive your mount. So once you get your mount, go around and pick up all the statues of Lilith, and also don't skip them if you are running past them in the story. Just really quickly pick them up and you'll thank me later down the line. And then we are going on to tip number 5. Pick the right zone for your aspect to go to first. What I mean by this is, if you are following a leveling guide or build so to say while you're leveling up, like a leveling build for whatever class it is you decide to play, most of them all have a legendary aspect that will change the build and make it super strong really early on, that you can find in all the dungeons. So you want to check before the time and see where yours is. Like for example, I can give you guys the Sork one that I'm going to be using is the ice one, and it is found in Fractured Peaks. So I'm just going to stick to Fractured Peaks as my first zone. But if you are a barbarian, I suggest using the Hoda leveling build, so the Hammer of the Ancients, and the legendary for that is actually found in Skull's Glen. So if you were to start as a barbarian, I would suggest you go over to Skull's Glen, you get yourself that aspect there, finish out that zone, and you come back to Fractured Peaks and just do it in whatever order you want, because as far as I know, you can do the acts in whatever order you want. You don't have to follow them in a linear path until probably later on, like the final act or something like that. So that's what I mean by that. And then as a last but not least, a bonus tip 6. Don't forget to upgrade your potions, as well as crafting yourself the potions, the elixirs to drink, so that you can actually get a little XP buff. Those do count towards your quest as well. So craft a couple while you're in town. You want to craft the elixirs, as they'll give you defensive stats and stuff like that. But the main thing is that little 5% XP they give you for 30 minutes. So have a bunch in your bag. As soon as you start doing a dungeon or something like that, make sure you pop one, and then you hand in a bunch of quests as well when you finish with the dungeon. Should give you a nice little XP boost with that 5% XP. It's going to help you get to the level 100 overall if you're always chugging down these XP pots, and they're pretty cheap to craft. You should be able to make them quite early on. But that's it for this guy. Let me know if you guys have any other tips I might have missed. Chuck them down below in the comments. I would love to hear it, and good luck with the grind tomorrow, or today, later today, guys. I hope to see you at 100 soon and just enjoying the game. If you liked the video, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. It helps me out so much. And I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be